My dear listener, welcome to your October energy update. I am so excited for your spooky season energy forecast. I mean, listen, if you are watching this on YouTube, and if you are not, if you're listening to this on a podcast platform, go watch the YouTube version because there might be some special things happening in the video version of this episode. If you are watching the video version, you are in luck because I am wearing my spooky season Dancing Skeletons t-shirt today. I have changed my setup a little bit for the purpose of this podcast recording. And that is because I actually have some very exciting news. Hopefully you follow me on Instagram. And if you don't, follow me, Emily the Mystic. I am excited to announce that I am now a cat mom to two adorable baby 4-month-old kittens, Cleo and Stella, who are just the light of my life, my pride and joy. Like, I'm so grateful that I have little kitty children in my life, and you're going to get to hear the full story on this episode. Don't you worry. And hopefully they will also make a guest appearance during this episode. We shall see. We shall see. But currently I have them here in a spare room of my apartment to give them some space and time to acclimate because I just adopted them 2 days ago. So they're still figuring things out here. My apartment is quite spacious with lots of potential places to hide and potential things. So I've been busy kitty proofing over the last couple of days, and they will be able to leave the little room soon. But until then, I'm setting myself up to record in this space, and it's fun. Change is fun, right? We've been talking a lot about that in the Emily the Mystic world, how change is good for us. And this episode is going to help clue you in to some of the change that is going to be coming your way and that is available to you during the course of the month ahead, because a lot has shifted for you during the month of September, and a lot will continue to shift during the month of October. And so we're in it together, and I'm excited to take us through your forecast for the month ahead. I have so much to fill you in on, so much tea to spill from my month of September. I mean, boy, was it a ride. I feel like I lived 1,000 lifetimes during the month of September. I mean, did I imagine recording this October energy update that I would be sitting in a different room of my house because I would be the new mother of two little kitty children? No, I never saw this coming in a million years. And to be honest, I feel like time right now, what is time? I don't know. I mean, I've lived 1,000 lives even in the last week. I feel like so much has changed. I feel like there's just a lot happening. I feel like the energy in the world and the collective right now it's a lot. It's very interesting, and it's very weird. It's hard to put my finger on the word to use, but it is very weird, and time is very weird, and it's very wonky. And you hear me go through phases of saying that on this podcast. You'll hear me with these various energy forecasts. You'll hear me say things like, oh, time feels really weird right now. Time feels really stretchy. And then there will be some months where I don't mention it. The last couple of months, I haven't mentioned it too much. But this month, I'm like, what is life, bro? What is life? I feel like I have been taken on a magical mystery tour of cosmic proportions. And, you know, October, I'm like, what else? What else is there? Spirit guide team, what else is there, universe? What else is going to be happening? I like, fuck, I literally need like a cosmic timeout. Like, I need a breather. Like, I need to slow down, but things are happening so fucking fast. I'm trying to keep up with it all, but Overall, it's exciting. Overall, it's good. It's just a lot of change in a very short period of time for me personally. Now, depending on what's going on in your life, maybe I'm laughing because I was going to say maybe September was like very stabilizing for you, but honestly, I kind of doubt it. My dear podcast listener, I kind of doubt it. I feel like eclipse season took you on a wild, again, cosmic roller coaster, a magical mystery tour of epic proportions. And yeah, if that is you, no, you're not alone. I am right there with you. I am, standing with you side by side. We're in it together. But I'm really excited about October. I feel like there is so much in store for us, so much abundance, so much potential. I feel like September really took us through this highly transformational, highly healing, highly internally work driven, focused journey because October is about to be a rebirth for us. It's about to be a new beginning. It's about to just be a whole new phase of your life. And at the same time, it's also going to deepen certain things in your life that have either been there for a while or have recently come in, or things you're working on. It's going to be an opportunity to really go deep into those things. And I'm going to get into that in a moment. Overall, October is going to be a very deeply grounding month in order to really ground you into this new version of self that you're becoming. And it's really going to deepen your self awareness as well as your awareness of what you want and what you're really committing yourself to over the next couple of months. So, again, I'm going to get into that. I do love to start these episodes with just some personal updates, some business updates, all of that good stuff. I don't even know where I left you off during the month of September, during the September energy forecast. But here we are, and we're about to start a new month, and it is the fall season. We just had the fall equinox. We just had this sort of bridging of the gap into this new season. And I always love this time of the year because what we say in the spiritual space is that the veil between us and the spirit world is very thin at this time of the year. So it always to me feels like this deepening and enhancing of our intuitive gifts, and this deepening and enhancing of your discernment, and this enhancing of your psychic ability and your potential to see what's next for you. So again, there's so much for me to say on that. So where do I start? Well, September kicked off with a really cool weekend for me. I went to Indianapolis, Indiana to get these sick tattoos that I have that I freaking love. I had so much fun recording the weekend, filming the weekend, that you're going to get to see it in my first ever Emily the Mystic vlog that's going to be released to the YouTube channel at some point soon. So I'm not going to spend too much time talking about my weekend in Indiana, but I had a blast. It was really fun meeting my tattoo artist. I just had a really good time. It was also a very karmic weekend for me. So it did bring up a lot of things that needed to shift in my own life once I got home from the weekend, and just some awarenesses of patterns that I have and just things that I need to let go of. And that really led me into eclipse season. And this eclipse season, I knew it was going to be pretty intense for me because it did happen in Pisces and Virgo, the Pisces Virgo axis. And I have multiple planets in the sign of Pisces in my birth chart. So I knew that this one was going to hit me pretty hard, and it did. It took me on a bit of an emotional roller coaster, I will say. And here's the thing, I am trying to do a better job of being honest with myself with what I want to share on these podcast episodes and what I want to be more boundaried with in terms of my energy. And so I'm not here to share everything. I really need to respect my own personal journey and kind of what I'm moving through. But I will just say that eclipse season was a really wild ride. I had things come into my life that rapidly left my life. I had big awarenesses come up. I did a lot of internal work. I really focused on myself. I really focused on, you know, doing some of the needed, necessary healing work that eclipse season brought forward for me. And so that may have also done the same for you. Maybe it really highlighted some things in your life. Maybe it forced your hand to make some big decisions. Maybe the universe just kind of brought things in that were unexpected or that you did not anticipate. A friend and I, my Leah, who you know, Leah the astrologer, and I were joking, and Leah was like, eclipses, the best way I can describe them is that the eclipse is like, okay, you never saw this coming, but here you go. Here's this thing that's just going to fall into your lap and you're welcome. And that's it. And then, the eclipse is like, good luck with that. And for me, that was really my journey that took me to this room where I am right now with my new kitten friends. I did not see this coming in a million years. And the eclipse was like, okay, you did the work. Here's some kittens. Congratulations, you are now a cat mom. And it is going to happen in less than a week. And it is going to totally take you by surprise. And I'm so fucking grateful. And it's been amazing. And it's also been a lot. And there's been a lot that I have been moving through on my end in my own journey. So I don't want to sugarcoat it. Like, I know that the eclipse may have brought up a lot of things for you personally. And depending on what you have going on in your life, some of those things may be easier than others, or you may still be reeling from things. I heard from some friends that family members or people in their life went through really significant challenges. I have heard people dealing with major health issues, major health crises. I have heard people deal with like really big personal family crises. I have heard all of it. I have heard so much of it. So nothing surprises me with this eclipse season. It also may have been good for you in a lot of ways. It may have been kind of like this cosmic push out of the nest to be like, here you go into life. You now are this new version of you, this sort of glow up, this sort of internal, version of self kind of coming online. I remember speaking throughout the course of the summer season on the summer energy updates about really coming out of your shell and being seen and shining your light. So this month really may have given you the opportunity to get excited about putting yourself out there more often. Or at least you've been in a little bit of a cocoon, a little bit of a hibernation phase. And now you're thinking to yourself, okay, eclipse season really rocked me. It brought up a lot of things. I had a lot of things going on in my life. And also, I'm ready to put myself out there more. I am ready for what's next. I am ready for my journey to be a little bit more external. Maybe you've been on a big internal journey like I have during the month of September, and you're ready to kind of take that externally and live your life, be more interactive with other people or more excited about meeting new people or putting yourself out there on social media or business offerings if you're an entrepreneur, all of those things. So it was obviously a very intense 2-week window, and we're still sort of coming down from the hangover of it all. I feel like I finally broke through the fog at the end of last week. It is Monday, September 29th as I film this. And I wanted to wait until the very, very end of the month to film this energy forecast. Sometimes I film them weeks in advance. And this time I was like, no, like I have to do this closer to the actual start of the month, because it's going to be more real. It's going to be more honest. It's going to be more authentic with what I've been navigating and what you may be navigating as well. So the craziest part of it all was that I felt really guided in the middle of last week. So this was after the Virgo solar eclipse. I felt really guided to start clearing out my spare room in this house. I live in a 3-bedroom apartment. I've lived here for like 7 or 8 years now. So I've really claimed this space, and it's just such a magical apartment. I'm fucking obsessed with it. I have wanted to clear out this spare room for a while. I've been kind of using it as like an art studio slash gym slash basement kind of, and had just so many things that I needed to get rid of or donate, and felt really just guided to do that. And I had no idea why. So, and I felt guided to go home to visit my parents. So I pack up my car with all of these bags of clothing to donate and just random objects to get rid of. And I get to visit my family. And it just so happens to be the yard sale weekend in my parents' neighborhood, which, what are the odds? So I literally just put a lot of my stuff out on the curb for free and people took it, which was miraculous. And then I went and donated something like 6 bags of clothing to Goodwill, which was so nice. And I just spent a lot of time clearing out my space and a lot of time just letting go of old energy that had been sitting in my apartment for months. I mean, you guys know the personal journey that I've been on since May. There's been a lot, and I haven't done the house clearing work. So I really took the time to do that over the last 2 weeks. I also booked a house clearing appointment with Danielle Mercurio, who is an amazing astrologer. If you don't follow her, you should go follow her. I am definitely going to have her on the podcast at some point. She's such a goddess, and she focuses a lot on the feng shui and the house clearing work, which I love. So I booked a house clearing with her, which the things she picked up on were so profound. I kid you not, I had Danielle do this house clearing for me on a Wednesday. Then I went and I donated all of my clothes. And then I freaking get the news about my new kitten friends. Like, are you kidding me? The whole thing was just crazy. So let me take you through the full story of the kitten adoption because it's a wild one. So I am a cat lady. I love cats so much. I had cats growing up my whole life. I had a childhood cat named Lily who lived until she was like 20 years old or something crazy. I had 2 cats who were sisters named Chloe and Lucy. And Lucy recently passed away in April. If you've been listening to the Emily the Mystic show for a while, you will remember the April energy forecast being a very emotional one, a very sad one, as I talk about that loss and that grief of losing Lucy and the end of an era. Again, she was 17 years old. So she was a senior citizen kitty cat, and losing her was really hard. It was hard for me. It was hard for my family. And so I've known that I've been ready to adopt cats for a while. At the beginning of this year, I said to my significant other at the time, I was like, I'm going to adopt a cat this year or 2. And that's just going to happen. Just you letting you know it's going to happen. And I've been thinking about it, but I haven't really been looking at rescue pages or Pet Finder or anything. I followed a couple of rescues, and again, not really deliberately looking, just kind of waiting for the right thing to fall in my lap. And so I happened to see that a local rescue here in Philly, Fishtails in Fishtown, posted this story of these 2 kittens to their Instagram page. This was in June, about these 2 kittens who were bonded, but who were friends and not sisters. And the caption said, instant BFFs. And I was like, oh my God, my heart is sold. These 2 kittens with these beautiful markings, one tortoise, one calico. And I was like, I have to have them. I have to have them. These kittens are mine. I know it. I immediately applied on the website. I texted my sister. I was like, just so you know, I am going to try to adopt cats. We've been talking about this for ages. I'm so ready. You're going to write me a letter of recommendation. I'm putting you down as my contact person. Like, let's go. Let's do this. And she was like, yes, like, yeah, she was so excited. So anyway, long story short, I've been waiting for months and I kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. But I've also really been working on detachment and detaching myself from the outcome of things in my life, trying to work on my own patterns of control and, wanting to control the outcome and wanting to, gripping on so tightly to what I want. In the manifestation space, sometimes we get so excited, which is a good thing. But at the same time, when we're too attached to something, especially like rescuing an animal, if your emotions are too attached, then you get really disappointed and let down if it doesn't work out. So this was a beautiful exercise for me in detachment of, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to fill out the application, put it out there, see where it goes. And then I'm going to focus on my life and do other things, and we'll see what happens. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And if it's not, it's not. And so I do that. And I kid you not, I get an email from the rescue the Friday after I had my house cleared, the energy in my house cleared. And the email was not intended for me. It was an accidental email, put that in quotes, that was meant to go to the foster parents because the rescue is having an adoption event, and the rescue wanted the foster parents to send them information so that they could put up profiles for the kitties on Pet Finder in preparation for this adoption event. And I was like, no way. They emailed me by mistake. Are you kidding me? It felt like total divine intervention. And here's Cleo, in fact. I'm going to see if I can grab her. She might give a fight. Everybody meet Cleo. Hi. Cleo, say hi. Oh, and she's done. Oh, boy. So anyway, if you were watching the video version of this on YouTube, you just got to meet Cleo. But if you're listening to the audio, you're going to have to check out the YouTube version of this. Perfect timing with the story, as always. So anyway, I get this divine intervention email, and I immediately responded, and I was like, are they available for adoption? I will take them. Let me know. And sure enough, they responded back right away, and they said, actually, yes, they are getting ready for adoption, and we're having this adoption event. Please come so that you can meet them. You can meet the foster parents, get all of your questions answered. I was like, I will be there. So in a matter of days, I found out that I was going to potentially adopting kittens. I donated all this shit in my house. I went to the event. I met the kittens. They processed my adoption application. And I was like, damn, I actually have to get ready for cats. Literally, the time span was 1 week from the accidental email to bringing the kitties home. It was so fast. Again, I have been thinking about this for months, but with the process, you don't know. Something could happen, something could fall through, someone else could want to take them. So many possibilities. And I've been busy. I just haven't been able to fully prepare. But of course, it all divinely happened for a reason. And it's just so crazy to me because the other thing that happened too was after Danielle did this house clearing for me, my fridge has been broken for months. And my landlord, I keep texting him about it. He'll come over, he'll tinker with it. He says it's fixed, doesn't get fixed. The whole thing, the whole process. If you rent, you get it. And I've been trying to manifest a new fridge for months. And sure enough, this just like last week after the house clearing, text my landlord again. The fridge it's not, doing the thing it needs to do. And he's like, okay, I'll buy you a new fridge. Like, what? A new fridge? So in a matter of days, my entire apartment has shifted. I have cats now. I have a new fridge. I have cleared so much stuff out of my house. I've been getting rid of old furniture. It's just unbelievable to me. New beginnings, brand new beginnings. And I share this with you and all of the excitement around this because I want you to get excited about your rebirth that's waiting on the other side for you during the month of October. What could be possible for you when you give yourself permission to clear the space in your life, to let things go, to free up your energy? When we grip onto things so tightly that we're holding on to, there's no room for the universe to make magic with us. There is no room for the unexpected. There's no room for the surprise. There is no room for the magical mystery tour. And we get so afraid of the unknown and the uncertain. And therefore, we cling to our routines and we cling to the known and we cling to the things that seem stable and certain and grounded. And sure, that can bring us safety for a period of time. And yes, that is important. And yes, there's consistency in life. And yes, you will have life phases like that. But I feel like as a collective, the energy right now is so unstable that it's the perfect time to make these big changes. It's the perfect time to make the leap into the unknown, to jump into something uncertain, to take the path less traveled, and also to just be open to the possibility and of things happening really quickly. And that's the other big thing that I've learned through all of this, is that if it's meant to be, it will happen, and it will happen. And maybe it won't be easy per se. Like, there's definitely going to be growth involved, and there's definitely going to be sticky things and things that are uncomfortable. But overall, it will happen. And we also at the same time need to be patient for that process to unfold in the way that it needs to. But if you've been waiting on something for like years and years and years, or months and months and months, and it's not manifesting, and it just seems hard, and you're just not moving at all, and there is literally no movement, and you are hitting a dead end, and you are just bumping up against a wall again and again and again, the universe is trying to tell you something. It is trying to tell you to take another path, to go a different way, to back up, reroute, redirect yourself, choose differently, say goodbye. That and only that is what's going to shift your energy for you. I had this whole discussion with my friends who did my light language mentorship, which was amazing and took place over the course of the summer. And I'm figuring out when I want to teach that again. But during our last call, some of the ladies in the group were asking me about intuition and psychic development. And what came through that I feel like is just so true, and that we don't talk about enough in the spiritual space, is that sure, the psychic development journey is about the fun aspects of like opening your third eye and, doing the guided meditations and meeting the spirit guides and enhancing your third eye through like pulling cards and, working on your guided or working on your visualization gifts and abilities. Cleo's back. And yes, all of that is well and good. But also, one of the biggest things that most people miss and forget about are the life things that you're potentially avoiding or ignoring or wanting to bypass and not deal with. The conflicts, the inner conflict that you have. Your intuition is likely already guiding you right now. If you're someone sitting here listening to this who's thinking to yourself, I want to be more psychic. I want my gifts to be more open. I want to be more clairvoyant, like all of those things. My biggest question for you is, what in your life are you avoiding? What are you ignoring? What do you not want to take a look at? What's the decision that needs to be made that you've been hemming and hawing and avoiding for months? What is the thing that you're afraid to change? What is the one sort of dark corner of your own day-to-day life that you have been just maybe putting up with or not dealing with? I know for me, a lot of it was clearing out this apartment. I have a hard time getting rid of stuff. It's something I'm really working on. And I had been avoiding donating some of these clothes for months and finally did it. And sure enough, it brought me my friends. When you clear out your apartment, you get kittens sometimes, and it's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. So if you're wanting to develop your psychic gifts at this time of the year during this fall season, I would really encourage you to think about, what are the decisions in your life that you've been putting on the back burner? Or maybe it's the people in your life that you are avoiding having the conversation with. or maybe it's the feelings that you have that you're repressing and suppressing. I want you to think about all of those things, because the second that you do, the second that you free up your energy, because these things are holding on to you, they are gripping on to you and your energy, and they are keeping you stuck. And they're the things that you don't want to deal with because they're not fun, right? It's not fun. You know, we don't often want to do the unfun things in life. I get it. I truly get it. And also, sometimes doing the unfun things leads to the fun things, my friend. Leads to the fun things. I could not encourage you more during the month of October to have the hard goodbye or the hard conversation or do the uncomfortable, uncertain thing, because it's going to lead you to that big rebirth and that big new energy that you're so excited about. The rebirth, you guys, there can't be birth without the death. There can't be birth without the death. That's what Halloween is all about. It's all about, look at my t-shirt with the skeletons. It is all about the ending of life so that new life can be reborn. Sure enough, kittens were brought into my life because I lost 2 cats of mine who were very near and dear to my heart. And I know that my cats, Chloe and Lucy, brought in Cleo and Stella. I know that they did, because here's the crazy thing. You guys, I was born on February 19th. Lucy passed away on March 19th. These guys, according to the rescue, they picked their birthday as May 19th. And when I made all of these discoveries the other morning, I look at my phone and it says 9:19 a.m. And I was like, I wonder what happened on September 19th. So I checked my email, and sure enough, I got that quote unquote accidental, aka divine intervention email from the rescue on September 19th. So who knows? Maybe something magical and crazy and wild is going to happen on October 19th. I have no idea. I'm not even worried about it. I'm completely detached. I'm just excited. I'm just excited to see what's to come. So anyway, long story short, you are always being divinely guided. And often the divine is screaming at you, Emily, clear out the spare room of your apartment. For God's sake, get rid of the old stuff. Do it. But I didn't want to, because I'm a human, and sometimes I am stubborn and resistant. And I know we all have these things. You have your things. I have mine. And I'm going to encourage you that if you want that rebirth, to do the clearing work necessary to make space for it. And hopefully you already have. Hopefully Eclipse season took you on that journey. But your intuition is talking to you right now. But are you going to listen? Are you going to slow down enough to listen? Or are you keeping yourself so busy with things that you're not slowing down to listen? Because I do that too. Trust me, I do that too. And then sometimes the universe will throw things into your lap because you have been busy and avoiding the truth. And so the universe is like, here, we're just gonna fucking give this to you anyway. And we're gonna see what she does and how she deals with it, and whether she sinks or swims. And you're gonna swim. You know you're gonna swim, because you're resourced, and you've been on a healing journey for a long time, and you've been on a spiritual journey for a long time. So you know you're going to be A-okay. So the month of October is going to be your rebirth era. It's going to be your rebirth era. You are going to become an entirely new version of you. And it's going to be a big journey. It's going to be a big ride. So I like to channel the information for these energy forecasts from the Akashic Records. So I opened the records ahead of this, and the record keepers told me that the theme for the month of October is deepening. This month is going to be a deepening. It is going to take you deep. It's going to take you deep. We've got a lot of planets transiting Scorpio during the month of October. The good news, by the way, is that we don't really have any major astrological events happening like eclipse season. So we're going to get a bit of a break. We're going to have a bit of an integration time, a bit of a breather from the intense astrological events that have been plaguing us for the last couple of months. So that's really good news. November will bring a Mercury retrograde as well as some other more minor retrogrades that are happening. So just so you know that that is coming. There's one more retrograde, Mercury retrograde, that's happening this year. But October, there isn't really anything new per se that's happening. Mars has just moved into Scorpio as of the end of September, and Mars is the planet of hard work. It is a very masculine driven energy planet. I love the planet Mars because I associate it with hard work and dedication and effort and action and ambition. And I love those energies. I'm very active in those energies myself. So I love that Mars really brings things in with intensity. Some people associate it with war and like, oh my God, I am not here to spread fear on the Emily the Mystic Show podcast. So we're not going to even talk about that. Because some astrologers are saying, Mars moving into Scorpio is just going to be like really intense and heavy. And I think it will be intense, but I think it will be intense in a very driven, ambitious, action-oriented way where the universe is going to bring things into your life that are necessary and needed to give you the push and the drive to move you forward, which I feel like we could all use a bit of that, especially if eclipse season has left you floating and a little bit ungrounded and kind of in a haze and a fog all over the place, scattered, unfocused. We're really going to deepen your focus during the month of October. Again, Scorpio is this very mysterious sign. It likes to go deep. It likes the shadows. It's not afraid of the shadows. I mean, the tapestry behind me, by the way, again, if you're watching the video version, is very scorpionic. It's red, it's black, it's purple. It's like that darker color palette. And I'm a Taurus rising, so Scorpio is my descendant. So I really love this energy. I work with it a lot. I have a stellium in Scorpio. So when I think about Scorpio, I think about like the paranormal. I think about the unknown. I think about the occult. I think about the shadow work aspects of the spiritual industry. I think about, the unseen realms. I think about just kind of the darker aspects of this work. And it's a big part of, what I do and what I'm here to do as a shadow worker, as someone who clears entities for clients, as a medium, working with the other side and the unseen realms. So I'm very familiar with Scorpio energy and I love it. And I've had to do a lot of growth in that area because it scared me for a long time. Or I shouldn't say it scared me, actually, no, because I used to love horror movies, serial killer documentaries. I still do. I just don't watch as many horror movies as I used to. I would say I still love the documentaries and stuff, especially the serial killer I should say the cult documentaries. I still really enjoy those from time to time. So I've really, I've always been someone who's been interested in the occult, and sometimes even witchcraft can kind of take on those darker edges and undertones. But I will say it's not about, because I have been really active and interested in all of that. But for me personally, it's been a big growth journey of being comfortable being seen in that vibe and in that way. Because I feel like sometimes in the spiritual space, it can get a little bit of a bad rap. People want to be all about the love and the light and, the angels and the rainbows and the butterflies. And like, I'm here for that. Like I work with the angels every freaking day of the week. I do. And also I love spooky season and I love the occult and like, I love the shadows and I love all of that. And Mars moving into Scorpio, I bring this up because it's going to push you into your depth and it's going to push your depth edges a bit. And that's going to be profound for you because it's probably going to bring out a side of yourself that you haven't fully seen yet, accepted yet, or maybe haven't shown to the world yet or shown to people in your life. So it's going to deepen an aspect of your journey, whether that's in love, professionally, business, your career path, your friendships, your family life, maybe even your travel. It's a mystery journey that is going to really kind of deepen for you this month. And it will be really interesting to see how that unfolds. So don't be afraid of it. The big message I'm getting is don't be afraid. Let go of the fear, let go of the uncertainty and the fear of the unknown. Because ultimately, it's here to help you get to know yourself even more and get to know all parts of yourself. I consider myself to be someone who is well versed in both the shadows and the light. I like to take more of a middle path when it comes to spirituality and my own spiritual practice. Again, it's so important that we focus on both. I talk about that a lot here. And this Mars and Scorpio energy is going to give you that self exploration that's, again, going to push your growth edges and maybe take you to a place that is unfamiliar territory for you. And I'm not saying that it's going to, I also want to be clear here that it may not be literal and that it's going to take you into like the shadows and the occult and the paranormal. It could, if that's the journey that you're on right now. But it's more about deepening your own purpose, deepening your own relationships, deepening things in your life that are ready to go further. But also, you have to commit to it. That's the other big message that I'm getting, is that if there's something in your life that you want, or that you're kind of going on this sort of mystery journey into, that feels a little unknown or that feels a little scary, you're going to have to actually commit and say yes to it instead of hedging around it or avoiding it or like not doing it. You're going to have to commit to the journey that you're on, whether that's a new project or whether that's a new commitment that you've made to something that you're really passionate about. Maybe that's a hobby that you have. Maybe that's a business offering. Maybe that's making more money. Maybe that's a new person in your life. There's going to be the need to sort of commit to seeing things through. Now, that does not need to mean committing to the outcome of whatever it is, but it's more of the commitment to, yeah, I know that I need to do this. I don't know where this journey is going to take me, and I'm open to the outcome. I'm open to the possibility, but I'm ready to commit to doing the thing. Maybe it's starting the podcast. Maybe it's, again, launching the business offering. So for me, I'm about to launch the rebranded version of my website, which is so exciting. I also did a new photo shoot this past weekend that shows more of the scorpionic side of me that I'm really excited about. And it was a little spicy, I'm not going to lie. And not all of it is going to be for social media. A lot of it is for me. But again, that pushed my growth edges and that pushed me into something that would have been out of my comfort zone even 6 months ago. And I was like, you know what? I'm ready for this. I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to see it through. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I might hate the photos. I have no idea. I might not be enthused about the direction that my website is taking or whatever, but I am going to just see how it goes. And I thankfully love how both things are unfolding and both things have been amazing. But that's just to show you that when you're committing to something that you're excited about and passionate about, even if you don't know where it's going to go, it's going to deepen your own trust in yourself. It's going to deepen understanding a new aspect of yourself and your life, and it's going to provide a depth and a richness to your journey overall. There is a certain amount of richness and depth that really comes from committing to something in your life, committing to your self-growth journey. There's sort of like, I don't even know how to describe it, but when you allow yourself to really deepen into, like, let's say a connection with someone new in your life, and you're willing to be vulnerable with that other person, and you're willing to have the deep conversations, and you're willing to explore the connection, it brings this trust, it brings this safety, it brings this richness, and it brings, again, this depth versus I feel like the journey we've kind of been on over the last 6 months has been more breadth focused, more exploration, more kind of being, curious and trying things out and taste testing and experimenting and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. Mars and Scorpio is encouraging us to go deeper into our vulnerabilities, to go deeper into connection, whether it's with a project or a person or a personal endeavor or your career path, or even just committing to like, I know that this needs to change. I know that this needs to end. Because when you do that, that commitment is going to give you that depth to yourself, to your journey, that's going to help bring out a whole new side of yourself that will be part of this rebirth era that I'm referring to. And that ultimately starts with committing to getting to know yourself at a deeper level. Because when you show up and you do the things that are unknown and scary and uncertain, you learn so much about yourself in the process. So an example of this that I can give is my podcast editor, Ryan, is a paranormal investigator, and he often does these solo explorations during his paranormal investigations where he or his sister, who's part of his team at Paranormal Theory, they will go into a room, into a site that they're investigating, and they'll turn the lights off and they'll sit in the dark and they'll be on camera, and for the purpose of catching paranormal activity on camera. And what Ryan describes it as, which I freaking love this. He says, when you are in the dark alone, you learn so much about yourself. When you are faced with that deep level of fear of being with, ghosts or or paranormal phenomena in the dark, you learn so much about yourself. And I feel like that is so true with this Mars and Scorpio energy that we're navigating during the month of October. Who are you when you are in a dark room alone? Who are you? Who do you become when you're confronting your greatest fears? Who are you when you are faced with something really uncertain and really unknown and you are sitting in the fucking void of that dark room? Who do you become? That is ultimately what this month is really all about, is showing up as this, seeing who this new version of you is and showing up as that person. Because when you conquer your fears, truly, you can do anything and not much scares you. And it builds so much trust in yourself. And I know so many of you have been on a trust journey, a self-trust journey, or a journey of learning to trust in others and learning to let yourself be supported by others. And so this month is going to give us those opportunities to deepen, again, deep, 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 deep. Don't be afraid to go deep this month, whether it's with other people, whether it's with yourself, whether it's with new interests you're exploring, hobbies, your business, your career path, your journey with money, whatever it is. Go deep into it, fucking commit to it, and see what happens. You may surprise yourself. And again, you will discover so much about yourself in the process. I also feel like the 1010 portal this year is going to be particularly significant, October 10th. Now, typically, I feel like the number 10 brings up some sort of conclusion, resolution, integration, final sort of capstone to a journey before a new journey begins. And so that could happen for you. There could be another ending or a releasing or a clearing, or it could be more of this, again, this rebirth energy, this new beginning, this kind of getting clarity on your vision, moving forward, doing things differently, changing it up. Regardless, there's going to be change in store for you. And again, you learn so much about yourself when you give yourself that opportunity to explore that change and to be present with it and to really see what happens. So get excited, you guys. It's spooky season. there's all of the scorpionic energy. The sun will be moving into Scorpio. We have so much opportunity for self-exploration, transformation, depth, awareness. And it's 5:55 p.m. my time as I say this. Also, don't be afraid to have fun. It doesn't have to feel so heavy all of the time. One thing the kittens are really teaching me, oh my God, they're being so freaking cute right now, you guys. They're cuddling together in their little beds. One thing the kittens have been teaching me is to have more fun and to be playful and to laugh and to not take things so seriously. And so in the midst of all of this, I don't want you to be afraid of like, oh my God, Emily's talking about October as this like really intense month. It's not about that. It's intense in such a good way because you're finding yourself. And that journey can be freaking fun. It's like the journey of the fool in the tarot. It's that 0 point. It's that I am walking to the edge of the cliff and I don't freaking know where it's going to take me, but I love this for me and I love this new beginning and I am so excited to see where it leads me and to see what comes from it. So you are the fool this month. You are la-di-da, exploring, trying new things. But eventually, you're also wanting to commit to some of those new things that you are exploring and to take those new things deeper. So don't be afraid to do that. And you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded with abundance. You will be rewarded because the universe is always going to fill a void of these transformations when you're letting things go. Just like my example of clearing out my room for the cats to come in, they came in, something came in to fill that void and it was exciting and it was exactly what it needed to be. So I'm excited for all of us. I just feel like this month is going to be significant in a lot of ways. And I do feel like there are going to be some things this month that are very destined, that are very fated, in a way. And just go along for the ride with the journey and see what happens. And if you need advice and guidance on how to do that, check out the September energy forecast if you haven't listened to it, because I share a lot of practical advice for following your intuition. I do also want to say, too, that because the veil between us and the spirit world is thin, it is such a good time to work on your psychic development. It is such a good time to make space for the intuition, for doing the spiritual practices, and maybe trying new things in terms of your spiritual journey, whether that being a little bit witchier at this time of the year, or maybe that is about taking a class in, spell work or herbs or divination or whatever it is. This is just such a beautiful time of the year to explore those sides of yourself. So again, don't be afraid to do so. Okay. All right. So, with all of that being said, my dear listener, I of course need to share with you a couple of business updates and ways that we can work together before I end this episode with your personal messages and your personal forecast for the month ahead. So, don't forget that there's still a couple of rooms available for my incredible Tennessee retreat in the Smoky Mountains, the Wildlight Retreat that I am co-hosting with my friend Ashley. We are so excited to be going on this wild journey through the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. And I mean, I feel like that for me is going to be so transformative in so many ways. I've been preparing for it for months now. I have no idea what Tennessee is going to bring into my lap. I'm going to be videotaping the whole thing. It's going to be on my stories. I'm going to be creating a vlog about it. That the retreat is going to be incredible. And if you want to come along for the ride, and if you are ready to meet like-minded soul sisters, we have such a great group of women who are coming. But again, we do still have a couple of rooms left for some last-minute travel. If you are ready, I would love to see you in Tennessee. I've been seeing signs about Tennessee for a fucking long time. And I don't know what awaits me there. I don't know what awaits the other women there, but I know it's going to be incredible. And I would just love for you to come with us. So come join us. So that's happening. Also, you can participate in the Akashic Records certification and my Galactic Akashic Records course during the month of October. We start on October 22nd and 23rd, respectively. I love this time of the year for teaching spiritual topics like the records, like the Galactic Records, because it's, again, I just am obsessed with learning about new spiritual things at this time of the year myself. So if you are ready to learn about the records, to learn about using them for helping to heal others in your life or your clients, take the certification. It's changed 50 lives. You guys, I've taught 50 people the records. I'm so fucking proud of that number. Are you going to be number 51, 52, 53? Like, come on in, come learn with me. It's such a sacred program. I've also done a lot of shifting and clearing of energy around the program to make sure that it is a fully fortified, fully clear, open space for you to learn how to channel, for you to learn how to connect with your spirit guide team. So that journey is going to be incredible as well. So you can join that at the link in the show notes. And also, as I said, my new website is launching very, very soon. And you'll know when that happens because I will be posting all about it on Instagram. And when that happens, I will also be opening up spots for my new one-on-one mentorship experience that is called Kairos. Kairos is a Greek word that means God's time, soul time. I have been really working with this energy now for a long period of time. I can't even tell you how long. I first learned about Kairos in high school, actually. When I was in high school, I went to Catholic school, and we had this retreat called Kairos that was all about getting away from it all to connect with God and to connect with yourself. And I was a retreat leader on the Kairos retreats when I was in high school. And I took that job very seriously. So I was a spiritual leader even back then at like 16 years old. This was so sacred, near and dear to me. And I really started rediscovering this word Kairos over the last 6 months, and how time is so stretchy. Time is an illusion, which we know, but everything is all on God's time. It is all divine timing. Everything is divine timing. Your whole journey is divinely timed. It's actually, we are not here to force or control outcomes. We are not here to kind of out manifest our future. Sorry to say. We are actually here to shift and adjust from within so that we can accommodate for the spiritual journey and the life journey that has been chosen for us by our higher selves and by God and by your whole spirit guide team who is helping you fulfill your greater soul's evolutionary journey and path. So it's actually more about how we can shift you to accommodate for that versus how you can outcreate the journey of your soul. So much of this is out of our hands, truly. If you want to talk to me about fate versus free will, I'm happy to have a deep conversation with you about that any day. But the deeper and deeper I get into this work, the more I know that so much of this is out of our hands. And ultimately, what we need to do is relax into the process and learn how to enjoy it a little bit more. And that's what the Kairos experience is all about. It's all about giving you the courage to trust in yourself, to trust in your spirit team, to trust in God, source, the universe, whatever word you want to use, whatever word you want to resonate with, and trusting that you are always divinely guided and supported, and that you built this life especially for you. And it will always give you exactly what your soul needs at the end of the day, with so much love and compassion, even if that means healing, even if that means lessons, even if that means hard things. But I'm here to help you heal from it. I'm here to help you learn from it. And I'm here to help you grow from it. And that's what Kairos is all about. So that new one-on-one mentorship experience will be launching very, very soon. I also am offering Psych K mentorship sessions too, which check out my Psych K episode for more all about that. And those are my business updates. So thank you for listening. I always love to end these energy forecasts with a brief personal message. Okay, so if you are ready for your personal message for the month of October, I want you to choose between 3 symbols. The 3 symbols are a cauldron, a ghost, and a witch. Cauldron, ghost, witch. So you are going to choose your symbol, and you're going to get not 1, but 2 cards today during this energy forecast. 2 cards. I am using today my favorite deck, the Talisman Oracle. I actually got this at a spiritual shop in New Hampshire, but I'm sure you can get it on Amazon. The Talisman Oracle. I'm obsessed with it. And the Seasons of the Witch, Samhain Oracle for Halloween, because we have to use this one, you guys. Has to come out at this time of the year. Okay, so you're going to get 2 cards. You're going to get a talisman that's guiding you through this journey, and you are also going to get a corresponding message from the Samhain Oracle deck. So if you chose the Cauldron, these messages are pretty connected. Your talisman is change, the chameleon. And your message is transformation. You guys, we can't make this stuff up. Change and transformation awaits you, my dear friend who chose the cauldron as your symbol of the month. Here we go. Your chameleon card, your talisman. New experiences will bring excitement to your life. You will be taking a risk or unknown step forward, but listen to your intuition and follow the process of change. The chameleon feels no need to rush. The best opportunity lies ahead, waiting for you. Don't fear making mistakes because they present opportunities to grow and learn something new. Acknowledge that it's a time of progress and don't waste your energy fighting this move. The seed of life behind the chameleon represents the unity of all aspects of life. This change will bring cumulative fulfillment. Be ready to embrace the unknown and enjoy the adventure ahead of you. And I have my seed of life tattoo here to show you. Oh my God, lucky you. This symbol has changed my life, and I know it's going to change yours too. So this talisman is all about getting you out of your comfort zone and getting you excited and ready for change. And then, of course, the card that you received is the transformation card. Woo! Yay! Lucky you. Keywords: alchemy and change. What is transformation but changing one thing into another? We are all after some alchemy, turning the lead of our lives into golden dreams and opportunities. A witch's specialty. She knows how to bend energy to her will and make something out of nothing at all. Alchemy, magic, and manifestation. It all leads to the same things, changing what was into what you want it to be. There is an endless supply of resources for how you might go about such a change. There is no right or wrong answer for the transformation that you seek. When transformation finds itself in a reading, it is because you're on the cusp of a significant shift. The winds are rolling in, so you better get ready. Even if you aren't aware of it, you've set things in motion. Every thought, every prayer, action, and inaction is a seed of manifestation waiting to take root. You, my most beloved, are about to see this manifestation surface. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. As someone who just manifested some cool things, I can't wait to see what manifests for you with this month, my dear cauldron friend. Okay, next, if you chose Ghost, your talisman is safe travels. This card has a bird on it and waves. And your witch card is the bat card, which has bats all over it. So interesting that both these cards have winged creatures on it. Safe travels and bat. So that to me implies a lot of movement, which is exciting. Safe travel. You are on a journey into the unknown. You are in search of new or expanded understanding of yourself, others, nature, or a higher good. This experience opens your mind and lets you see a part of the puzzle you never knew existed. This card can mean it's time to take a pilgrimage, travel abroad, or an inner journey of introspection. This act is of great importance in knowing who you are and the meanings you are looking for. This card can mean a metaphorical journey into your own beliefs. It might be time to discover the constraints of the limiting thoughts we sometimes impose on ourselves. So the card has a bird on it called the Arctic Tern. A wise and experienced traveler will help guide you to shore. So use this card before travel and when you take a journey to discover your beliefs. Imagine your soul lifting up from your body and being free to fly. Where will it go and who will it meet? I love this for you. So maybe this could actually mean travel, like physical travel, as something that's coming forward for you this month. Or maybe this means that internal journey that we spoke a lot about during this energy forecast today. And we also pulled bat, which keywords psychic development, hidden realms. Many people believe bats to be blind, but they see using their ears to attune to vibrations and sense things. Your intuition can see beyond your eyesight, picking up on things the rational mind can sometimes miss. There has been a wonderful movement in the world to deepen intuition. Intuition isn't just about saying, quote, my spirit guides told me. It's about genuinely trusting that inner voice to guide you in the dark. Isn't that what we were just talking about today? You need space to go to the dark places so that you can put your inner knowing to the test. Doing your work is not about staying away from dark thoughts or bad feelings. It's about knowing how to pull yourself out of the darkness when you get there. Oh my God, I fucking love that. It is about being able to walk through the dark without losing your light. You are being guided to tap into the hidden realms of your subconscious when Bat comes flying into your reading. It's time to peek into the dark caves and spaces. It's time for you to dig into your spirituality, face the good, the bad, and the ugly. But Bat advises you to stop trying and start allowing. Allow your intuition to guide you. Allow yourself to feel energy moving through you and your surroundings. Feel for the vibrations you come into contact with and let that be your guide. Genuinely doing spiritual work isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it requires you to get deep and ugly, but above all, it requires you to be honest. Honesty means going into the dark rooms where you have tried to hide. Weren't we just talking about sitting in a dark room? And you learn so much about yourself in the process. Hell frickin' yeah. I love that for you. You're going on a journey deep into yourself during this month, and perhaps even going somewhere physical that's probably going to deepen your self-awareness. So good, so juicy. It's if you chose ghost. Finally, if you chose witch, we have two exciting things here for you. We have the Finding Love card. Ooh, fun. It has two seahorses on it. Do seahorses mate for life? I guess they do. Interesting. And we have the Elements card with the 4 elements represented on it, which is fun, and I love that. So, the Finding Love talisman. A pure conscious connection is awaiting you. This card doesn't always represent instant chemistry in an intimate relationship. It could also represent a nourishing platonic bond based on honesty and mutual appreciation. As this card also means finding your true soulmate, be on the lookout as serendipity can bring an inevitable shift in the air that can form a spark in your love life. A stable and fulfilling connection built on trust and respect can make you fascinated with your other half, but moreover, it helps you reconnect with your true self. Love it. Oh, yes, seahorses mate for life. Meditate with this card when you want to strengthen your relationship with your other half. If you are single, you can also use this card to find a companion who understands and encourages you. Be cautious not to use this card for a relationship that ignites a fire that burns everything in its way. True love does not make you second guess your honesty, loyalty, or your self-worth. Believe in the magic because it's here for you. Love that. That's so exciting. Oh my God, new love awaits. Or if you are in love, maybe deepening your relationship with your person. Maybe you're going to be more vulnerable with your person this season, and you're going to get to know each other better. So that could be beautiful too. So regardless, it's exciting. Or maybe it's even deepening your self-love journey, So, or, in my case, love for kitty cats. I mean, come on. It's just such a journey of the heart, isn't it? Okay, we also have the Elements card here. Keywords: Mother Earth, harmony. Do you feel the heat of the fire, the dampness of water, the whip of the wind, and the weight of the earth? Imagine being Mother Earth dealing with all the elements. Somehow she manages to find harmony. This Elements card represents harmony and the need to make room for all energies by allowing yourself to be present. For example, if you feel sad, sit in the sadness and ask your sorrow what it needs to know. The same applies for the different emotions that come up for you. You are being guided to find harmony despite the various storms blowing your way. There is a reason for every symbolic storm, every quake, every fire, and every mudslide. You may not see the reasons behind these events. Nevertheless, these occurrences are happening so that you can release this energy, making way for healing to take place. Each season in your life must have time with you. You must allow the abundance and bountiful color of spring and the creativity and illumination of summer, but you must also allow the releasing and shedding of fall. Things must fall away once they've served their purpose. And do not forget the quiet hibernation of winter. Don't fight against your seasons. Flow with them, embracing each one for the gift offer. So what did it say? Flow with them, embracing each one for the gift offered to you. So this is about really harmonizing with the seasons. And I love this in combination and connection with the Finding Love card, because it's like encouraging you to start a new season of life. And we've started this new fall season. It's a season of life. Typically, the fall is associated with releasing and letting go as we kind of go into the winter season, which is a time of hibernation. But fall is also about abundance. It's about ripening. It's about kind of gathering your harvest. And so connecting with, first of all, a couple of things: getting out in nature, connecting with nature, grounding, connecting with the elements. You're being encouraged to do that at this time of the year, and enjoying the seasonality more. And again, this new season of your own life, whatever that means to you. So that could be a new season of your love life. That could be a new season of life in an existing relationship, or again, a new season of your own love for yourself. And that could also be a deepening of your connection with the elements. What element is calling you to work with it right now? Is it fire? Are you being called to burn things away? Is it water? Are you being called to, connect with your emotions, float in water, cleanse things? Are you being called to connect with air and the wind, listening to the wind more, opening your wings, soaring into something new, just letting yourself float through life? Is it the earth? Are you being called to, put your feet on the ground and explore and wander more? What are you being called to connect with? What element is inviting you for a deeper connection right now? So very exciting. This has been such a fun episode. This has been a long episode, so thank you for listening. I am so grateful to you. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did recording it. And happy spooky season, my listener. Have a blast. Enjoy fall. Enjoy Halloween. Enjoy your psychic development journey. Enjoy connecting with the other side in whatever way you choose to deepen your journey and your spiritual practice this month. And I will be there for you every step of the way. The portal, as always, is now closed. Thank you.